Hello and welcome to this live stream of me flying the P39 Airacobra. Is she hot or not? There is a general opinion floating around out there that the transmission, the drivetrain of the P39 Airacobra is weak and that it brakes, particularly if you operate the throttle in an aggressive manner. What we're going to do right now, it's 6 p.m. We're in the Kuban summer map. It's just gone 6 p.m. We're going to fly the plane for 20 or 30 minutes and we're going to fly it aggressively. We're not in combat. I'm just going to do some aerobatics. I've got 50% fuel and we're going to see if the plane survives or if the engine brakes. Specifically, does the transmission brake? Does the propeller seize up from manhandling of the throttle essentially and from flying the plane aggressively? Again, I've heard a number of people express the opinion that if you advance the throttle too quickly or what have you, that you'll break the engine in the Airacobra. I don't believe that. I've never experienced it. I'm always ready to be proven wrong, but in my experience it's never happened. To me, the only time that the engine seizes is during combat conditions when the engine's already been hit by bullets of the enemy, and it does tend to seize then, but obviously any good engine that's been hit by bullets is likely to suffer some kind of damage and potentially stop functioning. But just flying around like we are now, I've never experienced the Airacobra fail. I could be wrong. Let's find out. Let's check out the windsock. Let's see which direction the wind's coming from. Alright, I'm flying in a crosswind right now. Let's do a bit of a touch and go, hopefully. I'm having a technical difficulty with my internet now, so hopefully if you're watching this, it's coming through loud and clear. So I've been flying for almost 15 minutes and so far the engine has not seized. Let's now start giving the throttle a really hard time. Sorry if anyone's put any comments in the super chat, sorry that I haven't replied. It's because I can't see them because I'm having some difficulty with my internet connection at this time. Hopefully the imagery is coming through loud and clear. Oh, by the way, the livery for my aircraft today is none other than the Panty Bandit, my favourite P39 Airacobra nose art for sure. The Panty Bandit, ha 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 ha! 200 plus miles per hour. It's pretty fast. So yeah, as you saw, I was mucking around with the throttle for a long time there, for a couple of circuits worth, and still no breakage on the transmission and the drivetrain and so on. You know that show Mythbusters on TV? I think that this is basically Mythbusters, but for the P39 Airacobra alleged drivetrain weakness. I don't think there is any weakness. As I say, empirically, from my experience, I've never noticed the drivetrain, the transmission for the P39 Airacobra seize up in flight, unless it's first been hit by bullets when I'm flying in combat. When I'm just flying around like this, I've never noticed the propeller, the engine, the drivetrain stop, seize, fail. It's just never happened that I've noticed. Again, I'm always ready to learn new things. I could be wrong. And yeah, I'm sure it says in the manual words to the effect that if you abuse the drivetrain in 30 hours of flying time or something, it'll seize up or it'll need replacing or whatever. But like just in a 20-30 minute flight, I don't think it's going to damage the transmission to the point where it seizes up. The reason why I'm doing this flight is that a lot of people have expressed that opinion, and I want to mythbust it because it is counter to my own experience. And again, I could be wrong, I could be totally wrong, but I'm pitting my experience against an opinion that I've heard mentioned often recently. And on what basis do people say this opinion? I don't know. But on the basis of my experience, it ain't true. And if you look closely at the nose art, it says the Panty Bandit, and it's got a picture of like a duck toting a luger. I think it's a duck or a chicken. I think it's a duck, and he's got a luger. He's got a luger handgun. The Panty Bandit. What an excellent nose art. That's definitely my favourite nose art of all time. Let's have a quick check of the clock. It's actually a very graceful aeroplane. So what does the clock say? The clock says 20 past 6. So I've been flying for 20 minutes with pretty aggressive usage of the throttle, and so far she hasn't seized. To those of you who have just joined us, we're flying with 50% fuel. I'm flying with full ammo plus extra ammo, and I'm flying in non-combat conditions, just doing some aerobatics and some heavy usage of the throttle, trying to brake the aircraft, trying to prove if it does or if it doesn't brake under heavy usage of the throttle. Sorry if you've written something in the super chat, I can't see it because I'm having a slight technical difficulty with my internet. Hopefully you guys can see the imagery and the sound coming through loud and clear. To be honest with you, I mean, I love aeroplanes in general, but to be honest with you, the P39 is probably one of my favourite aeroplanes. And although this is in the Eastern Front and this is in, I guess, a North Africa skin, the P39 was also used in the Pacific Theatre of Operation during World War II, closer to my home. And I wonder, just thinking out loud, I wonder if I can get a skin for a P39 that was in the Pacific Theatre of Operation fighting against the Japanese. I might have a look for that at some point. As you can see, I'm flying along with the windows to my car door open. Flying the best nose art ever, the Panty Bandit. It's a duck toting a Luger of all handguns. Again, my apologies to anyone who's written something in the super chat. I can't see the super chat right now. I'll have a look at it after the broadcast because I'm having a technical difficulty. Usually I look at the super chat on my iPhone, but you know what? I just updated my iPhone software and now the damn thing's not working. Ain't that the way? Quick check of the clock says that it's 6:25. 6:26 in fact. Still no breakage of the transmission. I've been flying at 100% power with lots of aggressive use of the throttle. Every time you hear that tone, that horn that sounds like a stall warning out of a Cessna, that's when the throttle's at idle. Flying with a pretty strong wind today, which is okay if you're into wind, but if you're downwind, it's kind of a bit more risky. Let's attempt a touch and go. pretty straightforward. She handles great. Yes, it is none other than the Panty Bandit. Alright, there's a bit of a landing. Let's have a quick check of the clock. I've been flying for more than 30 minutes, so more than 30 minutes of flying and the engine hasn't seized. So if I've been flying this aircraft with aggressive use of the throttle and the rest of the time flying at 100% power for more than 30 minutes and the engine hasn't seized, the propeller hasn't stopped, the drivetrain hasn't gone kaput, I think that's fair to say, myth busted. I don't think that the P39 Airacobra has a particularly weak transmission. And now I'm going to take off and do some more flying. You could ostensibly go fishing in a plane like this, what with those cannon and all. Kuban map is quite a detailed map in terms of the village and the town scenery, I find. Be pretty good for tank warfare. By the way, a shout out to the channel Iron Armenian, aka GI Hagues. Have a look at Iron Armenian's channel if you want to see a real Tiger tank. He got footage of a Tiger tank in the UK, like driving around and stuff. I think it was actually the Tank Museum has a tank day called Tiger Day, and I swear that's the best footage of a Tiger that I've ever seen. If you want to see a Tiger up close, have a look at Iron Armenian. He's got a way cool footage of a Tiger tank. You can hear the engine and it drives around and stuff. It's really cool. That video came out like really recently, like today or yesterday. Check it out. If you've just joined us, I'm flying the Panty Bandit, and I'm about to land for good this time. And if you've written anything in the super chat, my apologies. I'm not able to see it because I've updated my iPhone and now it's not working. And I usually use my iPhone to check the super chat. But I'll check it afterwards. Oh, have a look at that. The engine's failed. The question is, what kind of fuel level have I got? I think I might have just about run out of fuel. I'm going to call it a day. Thanks for watching.